Hey there, happy Wednesday before Thanksgiving, everybody. My name is Mariana, and today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about how I get clients on Facebook. This is a 5-step strategy that I have used over and over pretty much every day to completely sell out my coaching programs. And I've done this and taught this to my clients. I think this is really going to help you, especially if you're a mom or an entrepreneur who's really busy and doesn't have time to fumble around all day. So, welcome. My name is Mariana. I'm a business coach and I help moms to build profitable businesses online so that they can help people, help clients, and make an impact while staying home with their kids. So, let's get right into the tactics. If you know anybody that could use a strategy to help them get clients on Facebook or market their business on Facebook, go ahead and share this out. So let's get right into it. And what we're going to do is use what I call focus. And it's an acronym for each of the 5 steps that you're going to take when you're logging onto Facebook, trying to get the word out about what you do on Facebook. And this is going to save you so much time. So the F of focus stands for follow up. So you might have heard the fortune is in the follow up and all of that kind of stuff. And that's really so true. And so when you're starting out, you definitely want to start following up with people who might be potential clients and focus your energy on the following up. This can be hard to do if you're not used to it or if you don't have a tracking method. And I share my tracking method inside my Business on a Board course. So that's definitely something that you can look into if you might be interested in something like that. But definitely have some sort of method for following up with people on Facebook. And that should be one of the top things you're doing every time you log on to Facebook. And that's going to give you a huge ROI in and of itself, if you don't apply any of the other 4 tips. Okay. So this could be potential leads. It could be people, peers in the industry. I love to do connection calls because I think that adds so much value to the peers that you are around. It has allowed me to interview some really, really cool people on my podcast and just generally start to get the word out about what I do with peers in my industry, and has gotten me to be guest teacher in different programs and other things like that. So that's really valuable as well. So not only following up with your customers, but also following up with peers. Okay. 2, the O of focus. We're going through each of the letters of the acronym. O stands for outreach. So outreach is about making personal connections with people. And I don't want it to feel or look like you just spamming people on their messenger and being buy my stuff now, right? That's not at all what I mean by outreach. But what I do mean by outreach is going that extra step to try to connect with people more one-on-one. So it might start off with somebody that you're seeing their posts all the time and you're oh my God, I love the posts that they're doing. And it might just start with commenting on those posts. And then eventually over time, you can bring that over to Facebook Messenger, go deeper with them, follow up with them, right? So it goes back to F again. But basically, you want to be actively outreaching to people that you are interested in, either working together collaboratively or as clients, or just generally that you enjoy talking to, right? C stands for community. So one of the quotables from this week's podcast was from Dana Malstoff, and she's talked about how great entrepreneurs have great teams, great communities, and I think she said one other thing, but one of the ones that really stood out to me was community. And community has been huge in helping me to build my business. Having the entrepreneurial moms community, which I talked about in the beginning of this video, has been one of the cornerstones of my business that has helped me to grow. And even though I had only 100 people in my Facebook community just in January of this year, hang on, I had a So in January of this year, I had 100 people only in my Facebook community, and I still made, a significant amount of money from my Facebook community. So I don't want you to feel like community means that you need to have 2,000 people in a group. That's not at all what it's about. It's really about the depth of the relationships that you have. And that's why outreach and follow up are so much more important than like the size so much of the community. So, but nurturing that community is really important. And I know a lot of you follow me because I talk a lot about Facebook groups and how I grew my Facebook group. I have another live stream on this, on my page about how to grow a Facebook group. So be sure to check that one out if you have more questions about how to do that. But you want to be in your community, nurturing them, asking them questions, answering questions, and just being generally helpful. And they will start to come back to you asking you for advice and ways to work with you over time. So again, there is no quick fix. And I think I say this almost every time that I do videos or every time that I send out emails lately, because it's really the truth. And it's about setting up the foundations. It's about doing the work, and there's really no quick fix. So if you're looking for a quick fix, I'm totally not your girl. So that's community. Another thing about community that I would like for you to think about is, are you showing up as the leader, right? So when I post a question on the Entrepreneurial Moms group, a lot of times I'll answer it first, or I'll put myself out there and be vulnerable and talk about a mistake I made first. And that opens up the space and gives other people the space to be honest and open there as well. So how can you integrate a little bit of that and open up a safe space for people to talk about the things that they're struggling with in your industry? Because a lot of times for you to get that deep connection, there needs to be that little piece of vulnerability. And it starts with you allowing yourself to be vulnerable first. Okay. So we're following the acronym FOCUS. Okay. So we went over F, which is follow up, O, which is outreach, C is community, and U stands for undistracted. And undistracted is like my favorite. It's the number one thing that you want to do if you want to save time while using Facebook for business. And it is, do not scroll the newsfeed. And this can be really hard to break at first. This is a really hard habit for my clients to break when they're going through this. But what happens is your newsfeed is only going to show you a select amount of things and on specific people that they have chosen based on the algorithm, and not necessarily the people that you want to see, that you want to follow up with, or that you think you might be able to help through your business. So what you want to do is you can actually create lists inside of Facebook. And when you create a list, you can put people in the list that you want to follow up with. And so that'll save you a ton of time. You can actually see their posts, and that way you're also not missing stuff. So I have a list like that for family, because my family's like, well, didn't you see it? I posted on Facebook. And I'm like, no, because number one, I don't scroll the newsfeed, and number two, I don't always see stuff. Even if I was to have scrolled the newsfeed, Facebook isn't going to show you everything from everybody. It's only going to show you a select group of people that they decided based on their algorithm. So if you want to be in the know about certain things or certain people are posting, then you want to definitely create lists for the different groups that you want to follow. Okay. And then S stands for strategy. So let me just recap all of the acronym so far. F was for, so we're going focus. F was for follow-up. O was for outreach. C was for community. U was for undistracted. And S is for strategy. And so when I talk about strategy, I'm talking about really having a smart marketing strategy. This starts with having the basics of your business. What is your business about? Who do you serve? Not just randomly posting things and inspirational quotes. And I bash inspirational quotes just because you see those from a lot of people, and that doesn't help you to stand out, okay? So a strategy is something that you have put together strategically because it makes sense for your business. How are you going to lead people to the sale, right? And I hate to like say that it's about sales, but you need to think about it, right? Like, how are you going to get people on your email list? That should be the goal of most of your social media, is to get them either on your email list or some sort of deeper communication with them, right? So how are you going to do that? And having that strategy, having all of that set up, you want to have an offer, right? Like, there's a lot of people who start, and I love their action taking mode because that's how I am. And definitely one of the mistakes I made is I just started, and then I had not had a clear offer that I was giving people. So, having all of that ironed out before will help you so much to get results quicker. And it's definitely something that I help my clients with. Like I said, in the Business on a Board, we also go over that. So that's something that you might want to look into if you want a strategy and the business foundations to help you set up. You want to have a strategy for content, right? So not just posting random things because you're supposed to post 3 times a day or whatever the rules are, but having something strategic that's going to connect with the right people. And so that is the focus formula for getting clients on Facebook. It has helped me tremendously. I have made, 5-figure months just from using this formula. It's simple. It's something that you can do. And like, if you take nothing away from this, I want you to think of 2 things. 1, have all the foundations set up of your business. Know what you're offering, who you're offering it for, the unique selling proposition, all that kind of stuff. And if you look at my posts, I talk about this in more depth, but I also go into way more depth in my courses. So something to always like make sure you have down pat. And number 2 is don't scroll the news feed. So those are the 2 main things that you really want to focus on. Haha, focus. Anyways, corny joke. But that's one of the things that you want to definitely focus on. Have an awesome day. Bye.